Questions? No good. We're good.
Did I say it like that? Yes, you did.
I just thought we'd work a little bit from the back. And like principles, I think jiu-jitsu, the more comfortable you get with your technique and then you start applying the principles that we're taught, it's kind of like we learn about being fluid, we learn about not being so combative and resisting to what our opponent's doing. Jean-Jacques has always said if someone's attacking you, for their technique to work, they need basically one thing. They need your resistance. So that's kind of what we count on. And learning how to exploit and find the openings, the ways we're gonna finalize our opponent. It'd probably be better for you guys to move over here because we're gonna be facing this way. We're gonna work from the back. We're gonna have the most optimum position here, where I have the collar, the underhook, and I pull him to the power side. This is the strong side. We kind of always think of the submission as check, like in chess, check. But in check, the opponent always has a way to defend. It's not the finality. Checkmate is the finality. And even in a position like this, where all the cards are in my favor, if my opponent puts up a strong defense, I can burn out my grips. I can start to lose the position, and then he gets out, and it's a restart. A position like this on the back, with both lapels in and hip control, this is checkmate. There's no way you should ever allow them or allow it in your head that, oh, it's okay, if he gets out, I can go to mount, I can do this and do that. No, finish is here. But one of the things we're kind of always reinforced is that I need over-under, the seat belt. And keep in mind, to make Professor Mark not too uncomfortable right now, because I don't want to make him mad, I don't want to have my hip in. This is normally what I would be doing, jamming the hip in. This keeps him from turning his hips. So it's important to understand that we have commitment with all our body. My hip is going in to put pressure on his lower back, which makes it harder for him to turn. And there's a commitment constantly, the top arm pulling up. I am trying to choke him. This one is going to pull down. This is how we finish this choke. Because of all this, he's going to have both hands on my arm. And if he's doing it right, he's hanging. He's hanging, making it very hard. I don't want to burn my grip out, but you notice I'm bringing my hand up. He's pulling both arms down. So instead of just, for now, this underhook really isn't accomplishing much. So what I need to do is change the angle of my attack. So I'm pulling up. I feel him pull down. I slide my grip down a little bit. I take the underhook out. You notice I never let go of the collar though. Now my top hand, because of the space that I create, the top hand goes around the neck. Now I technically don't really have a good angle to attack his neck here, but I need to sell it. I need the commitment. So I start putting the pressure. You see what that does? It draws the arms up. I only need the top arm. Now I shoot my arm back, lift my leg up, feed the lapel, and there's the finish. You finish with one hand and just keep the choke. Always remember too, this isn't gonna happen. I don't want it to happen. You finish here, but anytime he pushes my hook out and tries to get away, he leaves his arm behind. And we can finish here too. But that is almost a non-issue.
Mark, why are you so pink?
He's choking me.
But you're gonna get your seatbelt control, both lapels to the side. Engage your hooks, your hips, your lower hips. And this top arm, remember, the only way this technique works, I have to be committed to the choke. I'm pulling up, he's pulling down. I don't want to let go of the collar, but I need space for my underhook arm. So I open a little bit, now this hand comes in. As soon as I feel that, I open. You notice how when my arm opens, my arm has to pass my leg. Now my leg comes up. And see the collar? Like a zipper. Now I lock and it's tight. This is it. Okay, so you're gonna start right here. And the person trapped in the choke, you need both hands to commit because this is a strong attack. You're gonna pull up, you feel him pull down. I need a little space to attack his neck. So I slide this down, retract the underhook, go across the neck, open the arm, lift your leg. As your arm comes back, you're gonna grab under your collar, the primary hand, like a zipper. Bite that hook back down and then push the hips forward. Okay? Any questions? Hips forward,
What else? Knees in, hips forward. What else is going on with those hips? I asked.
The key here is
Yeah.
the hooks are just a visual indicator that my hips are behind him. But unless I engage my hip, just turn either direction. So I lose the position here. So turn back. I'm gonna go like this. I'm just gonna hold him like this. Now I put my hooks in. Now turn. He can't turn.
The escape is not on his head or shoulder, it's the hip. If I don't control the hip, he turns.
Every time you attack the back, whether you have the lapels or just the seat belt, no matter which side we go, I have to engage my hip. This is what keeps the control. And you notice, because I'm creating extension, the more he struggles to escape, the more space he gives me to attack. But the first thing you need to do once you get the upper body is control the hips. And it's rare, we don't really fight from this position. It can be either side. I need to engage my hooks. Now it makes it hard for Professor Mark to, see, I relax my hips, he's gonna pop right out. So, similar to what we've been doing so far, upper body, the commitment of the choke, the commitment of the underhook, and the engagement of the hips creates the lock. He's not gonna go anywhere. But something has to give if I wanna counterattack. And the underhook really, it's serving a purpose temporarily for control, but because you're engaging your hips, he's not going anywhere. I take that out and switch. Once it draws his defense, we go in here, then we go right back. Make sense? Good? Let's go, 1, 2, 3.
Professor Jake.